My name is Brandon Ammons, and I am the program manager of the Delivering Jobs campaign.
What inspired you to go into the nonprofit sector?
I've always had a passion about being connected to the work that I've done. And I had this great opportunity to start my career at EIF, which is the philanthropic, well, we say it's the philanthropic partner to the entertainment industry. We do so much amazing work around social injustices and just social change. And I kind of just fit right into that. I really took a liking to all the work that we were doing with a lot of our different programs and campaigns, and it was a perfect fit. So I couldn't ask for a better opportunity. But that was really my start within the nonprofit sector, and it's aligned with what I ultimately wanted to do with my career.
So how did you get involved with the Delivering Jobs campaign?
It was an interesting journey. Like I said, I started with EIF, just trying to start my career and figure out my next move. And I worked up under Nicole, and she had this amazing opportunity to bring forward Best Buddies, Autism Speaks, and Special Olympics for the first time. The three of these organizations had never worked together before. So Nicole brought them together, and based on the relationship that I had with a young woman on our team, Kaylee Versfeld, who had Down syndrome, Nicole thought that I would be a great representation to run the campaign. I had firsthand experience of what the whole point and the mission of Delivering Jobs is about, which is changing the narrative around hiring inclusively for the neurodiverse community. And that was something that I'm still learning through, but that's something that I had firsthand experience and I learned a lot through. It kind of changed my whole perspective.
What have you learned working with her?
Oh man, so much. I think if I'm being completely honest, there's an uncertainty that a lot of people have when we're thinking about working with or hiring an individual who is neurodiverse. Kaylee knows the job like the back of her hand. She is consistent. She is reliable. It made me know my job better. It made me communicate better. It made me stand up for something. Because I was the closest one to her for a long time, I knew her capabilities, and she was capable of the same things that myself and so many of my other coworkers was capable of. But what I found myself doing was I wanted everyone to see her for who she was, and I wanted everyone to be able to communicate and talk to her. I wanted people to not be afraid to, if she was wrong, hey Kaylee, you're wrong. I wanted her to feel a part of the team, and that is something that she brought up out of me. I was able to stand for something. I was able to be her cheerleader. I was able to be hard on her when she needed to be held accountable, and I was also able to hold some of my colleagues accountable and push them to get outside of their comfort zone. And I think that's what it's all about. So she just changed my perspective of the capabilities of this community and what they bring to the table and what they can offer to a company.
Can you tell me about the Delivering Jobs campaign?
Absolutely. The Delivering Jobs campaign is an inclusion campaign. Like I told you earlier, it was started by the Entertainment Industry Foundation, and we brought together Autism Speaks, Best Buddies, and Special Olympics. And we're trying to change the narrative around hiring inclusively. We want to highlight the opportunities for the neurodiverse community. We want to show companies that this community is ready to work and they are capable and qualified to work. We want to show companies that hiring this community helps the bottom line. And we want to highlight the stories that so many companies have already done as far as their work with hiring inclusively. That's what we're here for. We're here to highlight the work and to provide resources to individuals who are neurodiverse. We're here to be a helping hand to companies who want to learn how to hire this community. We consider ourselves just a powerful and well-connected resource for this entire community, no matter which side of the coin you're on.
So the nonprofits that you're working with, those are they have gigantic voices in this field. How is it, managing this whole thing for everyone to work smoothly together?
It's a lot, but it's a lot in the best way possible. Each organization has come together so seamlessly because we're all connected on this one goal. And it's a beautiful thing. Of course, everyone has their own opinion on certain things, but that's the beauty of this mission. And that's kind of the thing that Delivering Jobs wants to get out there. There are a lot of organizations and companies who are working towards this goal too. But if we really want to change or make the change, we all have to work together. It's not going to happen us just separately working on our own things. There's 6.5 million people who are considered neurodiverse. There are 81% of these individuals do not have a paid job. Autism Speaks cannot make that change by themselves. Best Buddies can't, Special Olympics can't, and the Entertainment Industry Foundation can't. We as a collective, as a community, have to work together in order to really make a dent in those numbers and make the change that we really want to see. So I'm extremely grateful that I'm leading this team to work together and be an example that so many people can follow. We have to identify positions that they can fill, that they can actually succeed and start careers. So I think it's more so us getting into these HR departments and training them on how to interview individuals who are neurodiverse, how to set up a community of support that will give them all the resources they need to be successful within their position. We can really create a difference or make the difference is going into these HR companies and departments and training them on how to better find fits for the individuals who are neurodiverse and how to interview them.
So with EIF, you guys partner with some big time celebrities in the entertainment industry. Can you tell me the partnership with a typical actress, Ty Anderson?
Yes. I mean, she's an amazing, gifted actress. Funny thing about it is in 2019, when we launched, Tao was one of the stars of our first campaign. At the time, she was not an ambassador, but if you go back and watch the video, she's there. She was an amazing, a positive ball of energy on set, and that's where we were first introduced to her. A few years later, I reached back out to her because I was still just trying to find different voices to be ambassadors of the campaign, and I reached out to her and her team, and she immediately accepted the position as being an ambassador, and she has just been such like a blessing to the campaign. She speaks to the message that we're doing and what we're working towards all the time. She's been in a lot of different outlets recently. She's been on a few morning shows. She's had pieces written about her in a few print outlets, and she always takes the time out to mention Delivering Jobs. And sometimes we don't even ask her to do that. Actually, a lot of times we don't ask her to do that. She's just doing that off of her belief in what we're doing and her wanting to be an example and a role model for this community and be a voice of change. So she's amazing. And, she's just one of many. We have Holly Robinson Peete, we have Joey Travolta, we have Kevin Valdez, who's also an actor. And even Kaylee Versfeld, my colleague, she's one of our ambassadors as well. We just wanted to build a community of individuals who had different perspectives, who can speak to the importance of what we're working towards. But yeah, Tal and our entire team of ambassadors have just been more than I can ever have imagined for the campaign.
Talking to you a few weeks ago and then talking to you today, I could hear the passion in your voice for what you do. How does it feel personally that you're making a difference in people's lives?
It feels good, man. If I'm being completely honest, it feels good. I never would have thought that I would have been working in this space with this community. I had no experience with this community prior, and it changed my life. It opened my eyes up to the problems that they face. it does make me emotional a lot when we have these conversations with different parents, and different individuals who are just looking for an opportunity, who just want to be treated like everyone else, who just want a fair opportunity. So it feels extremely good. Sometimes it's hard to put in words, but I'm extremely grateful to be in this position to assist in any way I can to get this message across to the general public.
Could you tell me about some of the success stories?
Yeah, there's a lot of success stories. I think the one that I can speak to the most is Kaylee Versfeld, who she has Down syndrome. She is one of my colleagues. She was somebody, once she was hired, I worked really closely with her to get her acclimated within the company. It is so hard to put into words what she has done for EIF. Before COVID happened, she was the first face you saw every time you walked through the door. She's always positive, but she also knows her job really well. Kaylee she was tasked with depositing all the checks that we were receiving at one point in time. So she basically did an audit every single day. And, it can be thousands and thousands of dollars, depending on the day. And she would knock that out and it would be correct. And that slowly is changing the mindset of people in specifically in our office, of what is possible for someone who is neurodiverse. They're not just someone who is working at a restaurant. They can be working at an office. They can be an engineer. Neurodiversity looks so different for each individual, and Kaylee is just changing the mindset of so many people, specifically in the EIF office. So, and I'm one of those people. And so, to me, that's one of the success stories that I can really speak to. Her change, I mean, not her change, but her impact on EIF has been monumental. And of course, I think another change is just, as I'm having conversations with different companies, the language that people are using. Neurodiversity and neurodiverse is not a word that a lot of people were using,
Right.
but it slowly is. And I want to take a little bit of credit that myself, Nicole, EIF, and the whole Delivering Jobs team has worked extremely hard on the language that we've used. And that's a success story. That's a success story.